Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. In between episodes, two very big bits of news have taken place. First of all, we are top of the table once again. Thank you very much, Leeds United, for beating Manchester United, and then we beat West Ham to put us top of the table. Secondly, we're now owned by a billionaire. So yeah, the takeover did go through. We now have a new owner who has given us £209 million transfer budget to spend. Our wage budget has $400,000 a week still to spend as well. Our overall budget has gone up from, 128 million to 271 million. He's already upgraded the training facilities. He's chucked money at that. He's given me a new contract, which I've signed, despite the fact that I'm leaving at the end of the season, because why would you not take some more money just if you're going to leave anyway? If they're going to give you more, you may as well take it. In between episodes, as you've probably expected, we have continued to go undefeated. HJK, we beat them 2-1 because we played a very rotated side. Greg Huddle and Bill Melbourne with the goals for us. Against Watford, a 3-0 victory. Romero, Munoz and Gerardini with the goals here. Against Huddersfield in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, we drew 1-1. Fite up with the only goal of the game, but then we go through on penalties, setting up a semi-final match against our feeder club, Oldham. The feeder club that's down in League One. Somehow they've got to a Carabao Cup semi-final and we're going to embarrass them. And then the game that put us on top of the Premier League, a 4-2 victory against West Ham. Eric Horn with 2, Cesar Gerardini also with 2 goals as well. Today, Manchester City down in 5th place, Tottenham in 6th, the only team that has beaten us all season. Can we right those wrongs in this episode? Before we have even got to our first match, West Ham have done us a huge favour. They've beaten Manchester United, which means if we win, we go 7 points clear, 6 points clear at the top of the table. 6 points clear at Christmas. That we win then, right? That's the rules. If you're top at Christmas, you win the league. Or is it bottom at Christmas and you get relegated? Sorry, Reading, that's probably you. It's actually getting better. The Merseyside derby was also earlier on today where Everton beat Liverpool 4-1, which means there is now, 8 points between us and 5th place. Or technically us and 4th place. If we beat Man City, that's going to go to 11 points. We have to also hope that Leicester can do something for us against Arsenal, which, to be fair, if they don't, does it really matter? As long as we get the 3 points against Man City, I'll be a very happy man. The starting lineup that we're going to go for then, we are back to full strength. The last few matches, we've been playing a very weakened side due to fitness concerns. I've basically managed to get through the somewhat easier games to try and get to this match and the Spurs match with a much stronger side. So in goal will be Adnan, Delati, Zelaya, Andre and Restrepo will be the back 4. Charles Cesar, Bill Melbourne and Christ Chole will be the central midfielders with Eric Horn, Marlon Charles and Cesar Gerardini as the attackers. The only one who's not really a first team player there is Eric Horn, but we do have Edson on the bench who's just returned from his injury, but he's only available, they reckon, for 45 minutes. So he might come on somewhere in the second half. Also, Eric Horn did score twice in the last match, so it was a bit harsh to drop him. Are Manchester City still good at football? I assume they probably are, so this is probably not going to be an easy game. Then again, we've thought the same thing against Liverpool, and we put 5 past them. 4 minutes on the clock, an early highlight, although we always seem to get early highlights. Esposito on the right-hand side, back post is Mariba, his header is over the bar. I was going to say we always get the early highlights and normally score an early goal. Maybe this is the goal. We've intercepted it with Yuri Delati. Across, finds Marlon Charles. Forward to Gerardini, the top goal scorer in the Premier League. Tries to add to his tally, but his effort is easily held onto by Edison. The highlight is carried on, which is good, maybe. Now that we have the ball, Christ Chole with the ball, runs forward, goes for goal. Awful effort. Terrible effort, Christ. Corner for Man City, still in the first 10 minutes. Back post is Declan Rice. His header goes wide or over or both. Bernardo Silva with a free kick. Phil Foden down that left. Got some space as well. Plays it back. No, gets tackled instead by Charles Cesar. But his clearance doesn't find anyone. Cortez now to Ait Nouri of Manchester City. 2 players there. Christ Chole's nicked it off of him. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Christ Chole against Edison. Edison makes the save. The ball almost finds its way in. Chavez clears the ball. How have we not scored that? Throw for Delati to Bill Melbourne. Delati gets it back. Now Charles Cesar, Melbourne once again, the youngster. Now Eric Horn, Gerardini, Cesar. We're passing it, doing some business. On the volley is Marlon Charles. It's another great save from Edison. We do win ourselves a corner. Half hour played. Cesar goes over to take the corner towards the middle. A header clear from Mariba. Bill Melbourne's going to get there first. Yes, he does. Where is he going to go? Zelaya. We're going to go all the way back. Or nothing. Fair enough. Throw for Man City. Aït-Nouri to Declan Rice. Mariba with the ball. Back to the throw and taker. Aït-Nouri. Long ball. Finds Phil Foden and does so well. Esposito into the area. Goes for goal. Terrible effort. Hits it wide. Still 0-0. Approaching half time, but we've still got some time. Delati crosses it in. Chavez heads clear. Bill Melbourne goes for an absolute rocket. Charles Cesar to Restrepo into the area. And the Colombian left-back has made it 1-0. His second goal of the season. 39 minutes on the clock. We're ahead against Manchester City. Let's hold on. Well, we've made it to half-time at 1-0 up. We are doing well. Considering our struggle to perform is on a 6.7, that says to me that we're doing a good job. No changes at half-time, although I will be looking at trying to bring Edison on at some point for, what's his name? Is it Bill Horn? I've forgotten it. No, Eric Horn. That's his name, isn't it? Aït-Nouri with the ball. 48 minutes, so just 3 minutes into the second half. Mariba on the left. Acres of space. Delati with a great tackle. Still can't win the ball away. It's going to be a penalty. It is a penalty. It might be a second yellow card as well for Delati. It's not, it is just a penalty. So, who is stepping up to take the penalty for Man City? It is Bernardo Silva against Adnan. Dives the right way, but just out of reach of the Brazilian goalkeeper. If it stays this way, it's not an ideal result, but it's also not a terrible result. Bernardo Silva crosses in. Esposito is there, header just over the bar. We need to do a change. I'm thinking Gerardini might be that change. But first, we're going to see this highlight. Andre with it. Plays it across. Charles Cesar to Bill Melbourne. Melbourne finds Marlon Charles on the left. Restrepo, the goal scorer, is making a run. Marlon Charles gets tackled, loses out, and now Man City with the ball. Bernardo Silva, the goal scorer for Man City, plays it all the way back to Edison. Upfield, it's Cortez. Is it Cortez? It is Cortez. Over the top, Esposito collects it. One-on-one with the keeper. Great save from Adnan. It's another corner. Bernardo Silva steps up, still not at the hour mark. The ball is going to find its way in. It doesn't. Bernardo Silva has the ball back, crosses in, kicks it straight into the first man. A throw for Man City, which we don't get to see. Right, time for a change. Marlon Charles has picked up an injury. That's not good. We don't have the bad boy on the bench either. Right, we're going to go with that. We're going to stick Gerardini as an inside forward on the left. Romero comes on for the injured Marlon Charles. I want to bring off Gerardini or Eric Horn, but I don't really have an option. Actually, we do have an option for Eric Horn. Edson, here he comes. Throw for Delati. It's hit Edson, apparently. Bill Melbourne back to Delati. Now, oh, what a terrible pass. It wasn't a terrible pass, actually. I think it was Melbourne wasn't quite paying attention. Raheem Sterling for City. Finds Cortez on the right-hand side. Gets past Restrepo. Now Bernardo Silva in the area. Plays it back to Cortez with a bit of space. Is he going to pull the trigger? Declan Rice. Cortez once again. We can nick the ball away here. Please do. Please nick the ball away. Mashuka into Declan Rice. Man City still with possession. Phil Foden with lots and lots of space. Runs forward, goes for goal inside of the post. Andre gets the ball clear. Man City are going to win this game. Bernardo Silva goes over to take the corner. It's still 1-1. Tonali's there. Zelaya is there for us though. Raheem Sterling is going to pick the ball up, who must be about 33 now. Edson with a great slide tackle to prevent the England international from getting past his man. Corner for City, Silva takes it, front post, Esposito is there, and Sebastiano Esposito makes it 2-1 to Man City. I could see it coming. Bernardo Silva with a free kick. Aït-Nouri, Silva gets it back once again. Plenty of Man City players in the box. Crossed in, Sterling's there at the back post, it's 3-1. It's game over, isn't it? It is absolutely game over. So our second defeat of the season is going to come at the hands of Manchester City, but we do still remain top of the table, basically thanks to West Ham. 10 minutes left of normal time. Aït-Nouri with it on the left for City. Edson nicks it away but doesn't manage to actually keep hold of the ball. Phil Foden gets past Edson, crosses in, back post is Blom. Blom goes for goal. Sterling is there as well. His effort is wide. It's going to be a 3-1 defeat unless we can do something in this final 10 minutes. Aït-Nouri's throw finds Phil Foden in the middle to Bernardo Silva. They've just been the better side, haven't they? Bernardo Silva plays it across. Raheem Sterling runs forward through the referee, keeps going, does Sterling. Now Blom Blom to Rice. Rice has got some options. Nori is one of them on that left-hand side. Somebody sticking a foot, please. Just anybody. Do something. Declan Rice to Foden. Declan Rice again. Nori on the left. Acres and acres of space. Why has he got so much space down there? Phil Foden crosses in. It's a lovely block. Well, final couple of minutes, we're going to do a substitution. It's Matteo Lopez-Bays coming on for Giroudini. We've just not been very good going forward. 5 minutes of injury time. We have ourselves a highlight. We're not going to get 2 goals, so I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Zelaya plays it back to Adnan, the Brazilian goalkeeper inside his own penalty area. Forward to Andre. Andre again to Restrepo. He's going to run. Yes, he is. Go on. Terrible pass. Blom intercepts it. And now Man City once again have the ball all the way back though with Ederson. 2 Newcastle players closing down for no reason. Sterling, Nori's making a run on the left. I assume it's Nori. Blom collects it on the right hand side. He's got one option in the middle. He doesn't need it. He goes for goal himself. It's 4-1. Corner for City. We've still got more time. It's potentially a 5th. Adnan comes out, claims the ball. We haven't been bad. Man City have just played really, really well in this game. Edson collects back to Bill Melbourne. Forward, Edson once again down the right-hand side. If he can get past his man, yes he can. Crosses in. Lopez-Bays controls it, goes for goal. Absolutely waffles it, but just over the bar. We were beaten by the better side. Look at those ratings for Man City. Look at those ratings. 7.1 was their lowest player. 7.1, which were defenders. I mean, we lost 4-1, so you're still getting an angry team talk, but we were not bad. We weren't awful. Defensively, we were awful. Delati, Zelaya and Andre all getting 6.4s in the middle of the pitch, with Charles Cesar getting a 9.0. Well, the additional bad news is Arsenal managed to beat Leicester as well 3-0, which means Arsenal do close the gap to just 2 points between us and them, and they actually move up into second place. Next up then, Spurs, in 3 days' time, a team that we've already lost to. Don't lose to them again. It is time for revenge. It is time for us to hopefully get past Spurs. Also, other matches we need to keep an eye on. Norwich versus Arsenal, Manchester United versus Watford. A defeat isn't the end of the world, but a defeat might be the end of the world if both Manchester United and Arsenal win, because we could, and probably will, drop back down to 3rd place in the table. The starting lineup we're going to go for then. In goal will be Adnan, a back 4 of Delati, Munoz, Andre and Restrepo, Charles Cesar, Melbourne and Chole in the middle of the pitch. Edson returns to the starting 11 with the bad boy Bobby Mills on the left-hand side, and Cesar Giroudini will be the striker. Marlon Charles isn't particularly fit, although he is available. I don't really want to play him on 81% fitness, so he probably will come on at some point, but not straight away. Similar thing with Zelaya, although Zelaya does need a bit of a rest. Edson, by the way, they've said he can play 75 minutes. So that is what we are going to do. I said prove a point, apparently, which is good, because that's kind of what I wanted to say. Early highlight potentially going our way. Charles Cesar with the ball. 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. Bill Melbourne, the former Swansea man. Cesar to Melbourne once again. Doesn't manage to find Restrepo, who now does actually get the ball. What a ball that is. The bad boy Bobby Mills into the penalty area. Goes for goal. I think he might have hit the post. Throw for Spurs. Sal with it all the way back to the goalkeeper Hall, who I don't quite know who Hall is, but fair enough, he's the Spurs goalkeeper. And Ndombele forward to Dele Alli. Plays it across on the right hand side to Saigankov. Runs straight towards goal. Andre tries to close him down but doesn't manage it. Vagani, Poirier on that left hand side. Crosses in. Harry Kane is there. We're 1-0 down. That was awful defending and awful goalkeeping. Edson with a free kick towards the back post. Andre is there. His header is over the bar. It did say that Andre was at fault for that Harry Kane goal, so if he equalised there, that would have been perfect. Manchester United have taken the lead against Watford, which means we do drop down into second place if everything stays this way. Arsenal, I don't think are winning their game yet. I think they're still drawing. Well, half-time, it is 1-0 to Spurs. It has been an awful game of football. Absolutely awful. So, what do we do? We owe Tottenham. Yeah, angrily, we owe Tottenham. Didn't really fire enough people up. Everyone's on a 6.6 or a 6.5, apart from Cesar. I've done no changes at half-time. Delati's made quite a lot of mistakes, apparently, so we should look at subbing him off. Manchester United go 2-0 up. I think Arsenal are winning as well, because we have dropped down to 3rd place. There you go, there's confirmation. Well, 66 minutes into the second half, nothing is happening whatsoever. Edson is going to come off for... What do we do? You know what? We're going to do that. So, Jole on the right-hand side. Greg Huddle as that box-to-box midfielder. Giardini off for Romero. Probably going to do the bad boy off at some point for Marlon Charles as well. Going to give him a show some passion. There is a highlight, the first one of the second half, and it's taken until the 72nd minute. It is Spurs with the ball. Sal collects it on the halfway line, all the way back to the goalkeeper Hall. Close him down, doesn't quite get there in time. Header forward, Dele Alli now plays it across. We're not actually paying attention, are we? Poirier down the left, crosses in, and Dombolo with some space goes for goal. It's in the back of the net. It's 2-0. We've done so well all season, and then 2 games in a row where we're just going to fluff it. And I think this is typical Football Manager, where I imagine the next 7 games we're going to draw and lose them all. Final 10 minutes, Bobby Mills is coming off. It's going to be Marlon Charles coming on. We can't really do anything. They've had 2 shots on target and scored them both. What is this Football Manager nonsense? Delati kicks it upfield. Romero's running onto it. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. If he can get a shot away, he does. It's 2-1. The match is not over just yet. Let's find this equaliser. If we get an equaliser, I will be very happy. We've got plenty of time. Not really. It's disappearing. We've got a highlight with 4 and a bit minutes left to play of normal time. Markovic across to Sal. Spurs with the ball deep inside their own half. Forward to Vergani. On the left is Poirier. Over the halfway line does the Frenchman go. I assume he's French. Delati with a great tackle. Greg Huddle collects it. On the right is Christ Chole. Runs towards the goal. Goes for goal. It's a great save from Alex Hall. It's going to be a corner. Chole really should have scored that. He's gone over to take the corner himself. The Ivorian international with 50 caps to his name, but towards the back post over absolutely everybody. And the highlight ends. 3 minutes of injury time and nothing is going to happen. It's another defeat. Another defeat against Spurs. They are turning into our bogey team, aren't they? They didn't even do any subs. Are they taking the piss? Well, we have dropped down to 3rd place, apparently. We have dropped down to 3rd place, which is a bit of a pain. So, Manchester United did beat Watford. Arsenal just about beat Norwich 3-2. We are down into 3rd place. Still 5 points clear of Manchester City, but they are playing Liverpool next. Maybe a draw? Do we hope for a draw? Let's go forward. It was a draw. So we're 4 points clear of Manchester City in 4th place. It is extremely tight at the top of the table. We are halfway through the season, aren't we? We are 47 points. 47 for Manchester United, 48 for Arsenal. And we just can't beat Spurs. At least we don't have to play them again. Right, next episode, what are we going to do? I'm thinking we're going to have to go somewhere in here, but I don't want to play Man City again on camera or Arsenal on camera. We have to play Arsenal, don't we? Maybe we do Everton-Arsenal. That could be what we're going to go for. That is going to do it then for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I will see you next time for, at the very least, the Arsenal game. Some transfer business as well. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.